Well, good morning again. This is Daryllorette here at daryllorette Cafe. Well, welcome to the chicken soup edition to the cafe. We call it the chicken soup edition because currently we are waiting for the chicken soup to finish cooking. Anyway, it's pretty hot and humid out right now. I just had a shower, but because of the humidity, I'm beginning to sweat already. As soon as I get out of the shower after having a nice cool, you have a nice cool shower, I don't get it. You have a nice cool shower, you walk out into your living room where it's humid and hot, or in your bedroom, or wherever in your home, and all of a sudden you get whacked by the humidity that's in the room, and you just start to break out in a sweat. Happens to me all the time. It's like that episode of Seinfeld where George is complaining that his shower didn't take. You start sweating because your shower didn't take. Anyway, so I had a beautiful workout today. I spent my Wing Chun teacher showed me about 4 different defensive moves, defensive, offensive moves that involved blocking and punching in close quarters. And then he showed me how to do it on the Wing Chun dummy. And once at first you have different size Wing Chun dummies, and there's just one that's suitable for my height. I'm like 6 feet or 6'1", so some of the Wing Chun dummies are a little too short for me. So I, not realizing this, he realized it and brought me over to one that was more designed for my height. And so with this new knowledge that he had taught me, I spent 45 minutes practicing these blocks and strikes over and over again on the Wing Chun dummy. It was just exhilarating. It was like a kid with a new toy, or a dog with a bone. You know how dogs are with bones. Once you give them a bone, you're not going to get it back. So that was me today in class. The Wing Chun, studying the Wing Chun today. I was 45 minutes, I can't believe it. I spent 45 minutes just doing the same thing over and over again. I did one side. He had taught me just to do it on one side. It's like, I can't really describe it. It's a little complicated to get into the detail of exactly how you block or and punch or whatnot, but it's just a very, Wing Chun is an art that you fight in rather close proximity to your opponent. You're face to face with one another, and the whole idea is to stand almost, so to speak, toe to toe, and to block, punch, parry, and to do as much damage as possible to your opponent, and you know, to get out of there, to get in there. You're in there, and the goal is for you to do as much damage to your opponent before he does that damage to you. So you want to you know, strike and strike and strike as many times as possible to incapacitate your opponent so that he cannot strike you back and do that to you. So you want to, it's kind of like boxing. You want to knock the guy out before he knocks you out, or else you wind up losing the match. So, but with Wing Chun, it's a lot more complicated than just trying to knock the other guy out. If you know anything about Kung Fu or Wing Chun, you might know what I'm talking about. But I've always been very fascinated with the Wing Chun dummy because I've studied martial arts like Taekwondo and Hapkido and Judo and Karate over off and on for over a 32-year period, and I've also studied boxing. I'm used to a different way of a different way of fighting, where you present less of a target to your opponent. Instead of facing your opponent directly face on, the way I'm facing the camera right now, you would stand more to an angle and you would present less of a target to your opponent. So that way, you know, your opponent has less of a target to work with. But with Wing Chun, your goal is to get in there and to face your opponent and to do as much damage as possible. So it's a very different technique that I'm learning compared to say Taekwondo or boxing or karate or those other types of martial arts where you face your opponent with more of a distance. You're more inclined to be fighting at a distance from your opponent than being up close. With Wing Chun, it's more, you're a lot closer to your opponent, and your strikes and your blocks are meant to be designed to be in close to your opponent and to hold your own as much as possible, and to strike and counter your opponent's blows, because you're at that very close distance to one another. You know, that's the whole idea. So it's a very different concept than some other martial arts, and it's a lot I find it a lot more interesting. It's I've always been, because of studying Taekwondo and boxing and whatnot, I've always been more of a distance fighter, and you know, you want to stay away from the guy because you're worried about getting kicked or hit or whatever, so you keep your distance. But with this, it's something you're forced to get in there close, and hopefully you know what you're doing, and you know, you get the job done and you call it a day. So, you know, it's very challenging, very rewarding, and I would recommend if you have studied karate or taekwondo that you take up studying Wing Chun, because it's a very effective form of martial arts fighting, especially if you're not used to fighting close combat. So you know, I recommend anybody who's into studying martial arts to study Wing Chun, because it's a very fine martial arts. And you know, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So that's you know, my lesson for the day. Anyway, so I almost felt like I had overdone it a bit, but I had to work after doing the one side. I had to work the other side. I didn't want to, you know, you get kind of tired of, say, hitting something from one point of view all the time, so you have to switch sides. You go from left to right, and then right to left, and back and forth and back and forth. So anyway, that's what I have done so far today. My workout. That's what I learned today in my Wing Chun class. So I guess we're gonna wrap this up, because we're running out of time here. So this is daryllorette Cafe, wishing you a good day, and hopefully we'll see you this afternoon. Bye for now.